Good morning. It is a beautiful day. Like, I don't even know what day it is. Beautiful day today. I'm Tanya Rainier, Money Mindset Maven, and I wanted to chat with you a little bit about clients and the mindset behind what happens when we have an unhappy client. And this actually is in response to a situation that came up inside of Money Vibes Bootcamp yesterday, and I told the student in there that I would do a Facebook Live. So I'm going to share it with them right now. Get over there. We're going to make that happen so that they can all see what's going on here. But I thought it was such a good topic to bring up, and it won't let me share. It won't let me share. Isn't that fun? I thought it was such a good topic to bring up and share with you as well, because this is totally something that comes up in business. So we, as women especially, I think we care so much about pleasing our clients and what they think, how they perceive us. And we put so much weight and value on what clients think and how they feel about us. So I thought, well, rather than just keep this in the group, I am going to share it with you as well. Hi, Jody. So where are we at? So what do you do when something happens and you have an unhappy client? There's three major reasons why you're going to let it get to you. So when that happens, when you have an unhappy client and you find that your immediate reaction is to freak out a little bit, to internalize, to be upset, and you start kind of thinking, right? What did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? How could this have turned out better? Because our end goal is to have happy clients. We're in business to serve. And as a result or in exchange of that service, we make money. And that's the exchange. It's a value exchange, an energy exchange. And it's really important to us that that exchange is even, right? So when it feels uneven or we feel like they're unhappy, we start to go, oh my gosh, right? Like now it's not even. Now they, I thought it was here and now they're unhappy and I got paid, and it feels really wrong, and you start to feel guilt, and you find that you are disappointed in yourself, and you kind of beat yourself up and punish yourself, right? Well, that's what I want to talk about, because it's really mindset and perspective. How are we viewing this situation, and how can we view it differently? How can we extract the lesson? How can we realign ourselves and neutralize the emotion so that it doesn't kill our vibe and it doesn't hurt our business in any way? We want to make sure that when we neutralize these emotions and we deal with these kinds of situations, we are not taking that into our business any further than that situation. Because if we don't deal with the way that we feel and in the mindset issues around unhappy clients, when that happens, what do? We end up like going, ooh, maybe I'm not, as valuable as I thought I was. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should lower my prices. Maybe I should up my value. Maybe I should do more, right? And you're making rash decisions based on emotion for all the wrong reasons. You're not being logical. So we're going to get a little logical about mindset. So 3 major reasons why you are internalizing and beating yourself up over the fact that somebody wasn't happy with your product or service or course or whatever, right? So number 1. Well, I'm going to give you the 3: responsibility, expectation, and outcome. So we're going to talk about responsibility first. So the number 1 reason that this gets to us and we beat ourselves up over unhappy clients is that we are taking on all the responsibility for the way they feel. Now, we do that a lot, right? It's you're unhappy, so it's all my fault. It's my fault, you're unhappy. Well, is that true? Are you 100% at fault for your client's unhappiness? And if so, if you review the situation and realize you messed up, you didn't deliver on a promise, you didn't set the right expectations, or there was a complete miscommunication, or Mercury retrograded and everything failed on the back end of your system, right? Then you make it right. Acknowledge that, own that responsibility, and apologize. Hey, I'm sorry. I realize that I didn't deliver what was promised. How can I make this right? I value you as a client. I value our relationship, and I really want to fix this. What can I do, right? And do everything you can to make it right. If the responsibility is partially yours and not 100% yours, then again, look at the situation and take ownership of the responsibility that is yours and make that part right. The problem with it being partially yours is even though there might have been a miscommunication, or maybe you thought that you had set up really, really powerful and clear expectations at the beginning for what this outcome was going to be, you realize, hindsight is 20/20, you realize with this particular client, maybe you didn't. Maybe that wasn't clear. So make it right if you can, and take the lesson away from this. Rather than beat yourself up, feel guilty and remorseful and angry and disappointed in yourself, take the lesson and go, okay, what should I have done? What could I have done to prevent this? What may have helped the outcome, it be different, right? So you think about that and say, okay, is there, an onboarding process I can tweak? Is there some kind of expectation that I can make sure that I'm clear about? Is there some kind of pre-qualification process, right? That you can have that onboarding call or that sales call with that client and say, hey, I want to make sure that we're a good fit, and I want to make sure that, we're on the same page as far as expectations go. If it's a passive product or a digital course or something of the like, make sure that your sales page clearly reflects those expectations, right? And sometimes this requires having a very honest conversation with that client and saying, how did I miss the mark here? What could I have done to make you happy or to add more value so that I can make sure that I either fix this situation now or prevent this from happening in the future? And when you're really honest and genuine about asking that question, people will give you feedback, right? But you have to ask. They won't give it if you don't ask. Hi, Beth. Yes. Oh, good. We need to talk. I so miss hearing all of the things. I'm so excited for you. Athlete of the day. I bet you that's like amazing in so many ways. That is so cool, Beth. Okay. So then what if the responsibility is not yours at all? Because this is going to happen. Regardless of what they say, the customer is not always right. Sometimes you will get a client that is one of those types of people that doesn't like to take responsibility at all, and they look for people to pass the responsibility on to. And this is really common in one-on-one situations or direct service relationships, design, your hairstylist, like all kinds of people, right? I'm not responsible for picking this cut. I just told you to cut my hair, right? You gave me the cut that sucks, and you blame it on the stylist. I'm never going to her again, right? But you're the one that brought in the picture and said, cut my hair like this. So there are people that are going to do that, and there are going to be times where you did everything that you promised. You delivered, you were on your A game, and their expectations were skewed. They had misaligned intentions or misaligned expectations about what you were going to provide, and maybe they were thinking or hoping you were going to take on more, right? It's like hiring the personal trainer. The trainer can teach you the exercises but can't do the sit-ups for you, right? So when you don't lose weight because you're not working out, you blame the trainer. Logically, we both know that doesn't work that way. But every once in a while, you are going to get a client that's like that. So when that happens, acknowledge it. Realize that there is absolutely nothing in the world you could have done to make him or her happy. And it is what it is. So count your blessings, count it as a learning lesson, and walk away and be grateful that you don't have to expend the energy on somebody who isn't going to appreciate your time or your energy or your services anyway. And transfer that energy to a client relationship that is going to pay in dividends, right? So another thing, when that happens, really go back and pay attention to that onboarding process again. Was there red flags? Did your intuition say, hey, you probably shouldn't be working with this person? Was there something that you noticed in your conversations that warned you, that was like so obvious looking back, right? And pay attention to those signals, because you can take that into future onboarding conversations And you can start to develop kind of like the red flag list. When clients do this or say this, it's a red flag to say, hey, wait a minute, I don't quite know if we're a good fit. Let's dig in a little further to make sure. And you can probably avoid all of this happening in the future. Okay, so that was number 1, taking too much responsibility for your client's feelings. Number 2, wanting everybody to be happy all of the time. Now, the old saying says, you can please all of the people some of the time, some of the people all of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. And it's so true, right? Is there anybody in the world who can please everybody all the time? You guys, you're not God. And even God pisses people off, right? Even people are like, I prayed for this, it's not working, what's going on, right? So nobody is perfect. And that imperfection, again, boils down to misaligned expectations. So when a client has misaligned expectations and they're not in alignment with what it is that you value or you intend to deliver, and that's not clear, there is going to be some unhappiness, right? You can't prevent it all of the time. So that's just one of those things that you have to kind of acknowledge and say, you know what, I'm willing to do my very best. I'm willing to show up and serve in the best way I know how. And that's all I can do. And I love who I am. I am comfortable with the way that I show up. I know in my heart that I'm doing my best. I want the best for my clients and customers, and I am going to give 100%. And if that doesn't work for them, then they're probably not my client. And I'm okay with that. I'm willing to accept that not everybody is going to be right for me. And that is a difficult thing, especially when you're kind of a people pleaser, right? So it's something that probably will need practicing. It's a mindset shift that doesn't happen overnight. So that is something that I would encourage you to create a mantra around or meditate on quite often until it becomes natural. I am doing my best. I love who I am. I serve to 100% of my ability, and my clients, their well-being and their happiness means everything to me. But I can't serve everybody, and that's okay. Or I'm not going to make everybody happy, and that's okay. I understand that. As long as I can do my best for the ones who need me and value me, we're good, right? So it's really just wrapping your head around that and getting comfortable with that and lowering the expectation of you pleasing everybody all of the time. There's always going to be something somebody doesn't agree with. I'm going to try to read it on here, Beth. Let me see if I can get it. My phone. No, I'm going to have to do it on here. Sorry, like the comment cut off for some reason. Beth says, that's so good. When I show up at my best, I need to let go of my people-pleasing nature. Yeah, right? Because here's the thing. When we do that, we are judging ourselves, and we are judging ourselves through the lens or the eyes of somebody else or what we perceive they're seeing, right? So we're giving them the power and the control. So when we are people-pleasing, what we're doing is saying, I'm only worthy if you think I'm worthy. And you're giving them the power. Now, they are looking at the world through their own lens. They have their own expectations. They have their own issues, their own stuff, right? They're comparing themselves to everyone else. They're looking and viewing the world through their own experience, and it's not the same. Everybody always looks and views at things differently. So everybody's opinion or their expectation or their intent is always going to be slightly different. And that's okay, right? We're all different, and that is what makes us special and unique. And when you honor and love that, and when you see somebody else and say, okay, I love you, and I love that this is your opinion, and that's what makes you unique and special, and in you I see love, right? But I don't need your love to feel it for me, for myself. I love me, and I love who I am. I love being me, and I'm okay with that, right? I love what's going on here, and I was going to say there's nothing wrong with that. No, there's everything right with that. You have to love you first. And when you're happy and content with you, nobody's opinion matters. So that's number 2 is expectations, right? Just knowing, hey, the only thing that matters is my own opinion, my expectation, and I'm going to do my best, but if it doesn't happen all the time, that's okay. And then the last thing is the outcome that we attach to results, right? So again, those results, what do they say about us? And when we are giving too much meaning to the results of a client relationship or the results of a program or a service or a product and how it sells or what people think or the ratings or the reviews, when we are putting our entire sense of self-worth into the result, then we are, again, giving the result the power, right? So if somebody's not happy and we take that and go, oh, I guess that means that we suck. I guess that means we're not valuable. I should just pack it up and, go get a job because this is not working. I'm not good enough. I am an imposter. I'm, a fake. Nobody thinks I'm good, and we start to overgeneralize and we start to assume that one unhappy client represents the entire population and all of their opinions. And that becomes the mirror in which we look. And we're judging ourselves and we're measuring ourselves based on that mirror, that generalization. And we forget that one person may not have been happy, but there's been 1,000 that were, right? And we instead focus on that one unhappy person and we forget all about all the happy people. And it's so easy to do. It's so easy to get tunnel visioned and obsess because, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? I should have done this. I could have done that. And you replay every conversation and every moment in your head, right? And why? Fix it. Make it right if you can. And if not, let it go. And take the lesson out of it. Make it work for you. Make the lesson apply to you. Use it towards your highest good. Use it to better your business. Use it to better the way that you onboard people or the way that you communicate what it is that you do and get better. And that's all you can do, but it's really about, fix it if you can and release. Fix it and forget it. Kind of like a crock pot, right? And let it go and know that you are enough. You are doing enough. People love you. That's why they buy from you. That's why they work with you, and they need you. And the ones that you serve and the ones that you connect with are the ones that deserve your attention and your love. And for the other ones, well, it's going to happen once in a while. It's a rite of passage, right? Even the best restaurants have a bad day. Even, the best sports athletes have a bad day. The greatest teams piss their fans off, right? Like it happens every once in a while because we're all human. So accept that about yourself. Know that you are amazing and you are a gift to this world, and you just showing up and doing you is what the world needs. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you can come back to this and watch this anytime you are feeling down or you're doubting yourself or you are playing those conversations in your head after somebody says that they're unhappy or they want to break up with you or they want a refund or whatever, right? Like, it's okay. It's one person. Just move on. Let the toxic energy and the emotion that's creating in you go, and just keep doing you. Keep doing your best because, hey, that's all you got to do. So, all right, you guys, I love you to pieces. Have a great rest of your day. Hi, Sarah. You are so welcome. Oh, well, then I have to hear what's going on in your week. Well, thank you, Sarah, for joining me live. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Samantha. Hello, beautiful. It's been so long. And I am going to finish my coffee, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.